Hello, everyone. I am Lily Mae, creator of the Glambitious brand. Welcome to another virtual summit where we're talking about becoming summertime fine, beauty, health, wellness, all the things. If you're new to the platform, make sure you visit theglamceo.com to stay connected with all of our live event experiences and opportunities to grow your brand visibility. We actually are coming to Atlanta first on June 14th. That's the first kickoff day of our brunch tour. So if you're in the Atlanta or surrounding areas and you're tuned in live, you're welcome to get a ticket by visiting bookedinatl.eventbrite.com, bookedinatl.eventbrite.com, where you can actually meet us in person as we kick off our summer tour. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to bring our first guest speaker to the virtual stage and let her take it away.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Elisa Green. I am the founder of Bald Boss Beauty, and it is a pleasure to be here to present The Beauty Within, a journey of wellness, courage, and transformation. I'll be speaking on 5 different categories. The first category will be beauty as a mindset. The second, beauty as an accessory. And then we're going to go into wellness as a conduit to beauty. We're going to speak on how wellness complements beauty, and then beauty and wellness fueling the currency of courage. So, first, I want to jump into beauty as a mindset. You know, beauty is not something we wear, it is something we become. Beauty begins with how we think about ourselves. Our confidence grows from our own self-acceptance. I have found that a positive mindset of our beauty transforms how we see challenges and how we see opportunities. So when we believe we are worthy, we radiate the beauty that no mirror can define for us, right? So your mind is the first place beauty is created. So as we move into summer and we become summer fine, we want to make sure that we have that mindset and we create the beauty that we want to see for our own self-worth and acceptance, right? So next, I want to talk about beauty as it being an accessory. So accessories enhance what we already have, what's already in existence, from makeup to fashion, jewelry, style. They're all expressions of our individuality. External beauty complements internal confidence. I want to say that again. External beauty, it complements internal confidence. The most powerful accessory is our self-confidence. When confidence is worn daily, every outfit becomes extraordinary. So, confidence is the accessory that never goes out of style. And I like to repeat myself sometimes because I want people in the back to hear that confidence is the accessory that never goes out of style. So I want to touch on beauty as it is a conduit to our wellness, because beauty and wellness go hand in hand. Beauty can be the bridge that leads us towards a healthier and more fulfilling life. When we feel beautiful, right, we are more inspired to care for ourselves. Beauty encourages self-respect, which promotes healthier choices. The pursuit of beauty often opens the door to wellness practices, influencing how we exercise, our nutrition, our mindfulness, and our self-care. True beauty is not about perfection. And I'll repeat, true beauty is not about perfection. It's about creating a harmony of wellness between how we look, how we feel, and how we live. When beautiful, when beauty becomes a conduit to wellness, it moves beyond appearance and becomes a pathway to strength, balance, and self-discovery. So, as we go into looking at our fourth point, our fourth category, as we look at wellness as it complements beauty, we want to look at beauty and wellness as partners, not competitors. Wellness nurtures the mind, the body, and the spirit. Healthy habits create sustainable confidence. Rest, of course, we need to get our rest. Our nutrition, our movement, and self-care enhances what? Our natural beauty. Inner wellness shines through in our energy, our attitude, and without question, our presence. Because when wellness thrives, beauty naturally flows. I'm going to say that again for my people in the back. Because when wellness thrives, beauty naturally follows. So, my fifth point is beauty and wellness fuels the currency of our courage. Beauty and wellness are more than just personal goals. They are investments that build the courage needed for growth. When we feel healthy, strong, confident, we are more willing to take risk and pursue opportunities. Beauty nurtures that self-esteem, while wellness strengthens the resilience of that self-esteem, right? So beauty nurtures that self-esteem, while wellness strengthens the resilience of the self-esteem. Together, they create the foundation for courageous actions. Courage becomes the currency that allows us to invest in our dreams, overcome our obstacles, and embrace our transformation. Every act of self-care, self-belief deposits confidence into our personal growth account. You know, I like to repeat. So every act of self-care, self-belief deposits confidence into our own personal account. So beauty inspires the confidence, wellness builds our strength, courage transforms both into growth. So in closing, beauties, I want to let you know that, leaving you with this thought, beauty is a mindset. Beauty is an expression. Beauty inspires purpose. Wellness strengthens beauty. Beauty and wellness fuels the currency of courage for growth. Together, they create a life filled with confidence, impact, and authenticity. And remember this, you become unstoppable when you put beauty and wellness with courage together for your growth. You become unstoppable, not because of what you wear, but because of who you are. Beautifuls, I am Dr. Alisa Green, and I am the founder of Bald Boss Beauty. You can find me on Facebook and on TikTok at Bald Boss with an S Beauty. That's Bald Boss Beauty with an S. And IG, you can find me at Bald Boss, B-O-Z-Z, Bald Boss with a Z Beauty. My website is bthree.org. That's B3, the word 3 spelled out, .org. It has been a pleasure speaking to you about The Beauty Within, a journey of wellness, courage, and transformation. You all continue to have a beautiful evening.
Yes, what a perfect kickoff to the virtual summit. And you can also meet Dr. Green in person because she will be attending the Atlanta brunch next Sunday, June 14th. I encourage you to consider driving in for it, right? I lived in Atlanta for 14 years, and there's so much magic for women entrepreneurs in the city of Atlanta, which is why I'm so excited to return and host this amazing brunch experience. If this is your first time tuned in, again, join the email list at theglamceo.com because we have so many amazing opportunities for women entrepreneurs. I see Miss Lasita Porter said, I love it. So Lasita Porter was in the room and she loved what Dr. Green had to share. I love that you said beauty is a mindset, because I feel like as women, we are so critical and hard on ourselves, right? Like, I'll be honest with y'all, since we're talking about, wellness, beauty, all the things, I gained a couple of pounds from the winter storms. There were so many snowstorms and I was just in the house enjoying the snacks. And so I would be like, oh, do my cheeks look a little chubby? I would be so self-conscious, and everyone would be like, you look fine. And I realized that sometimes we are so hard on ourselves. How we see ourselves is not the way that other people see us. Like, beauty is literally a mindset. So if you show up with confidence, if you show up like you're supposed to be here, it doesn't matter if you gained 10 pounds, 20 pounds, if you've lost weight, it doesn't matter. People are going to see the beauty within. They're going to see that shine from within, that confidence from within. That is what people gravitate to. That is what people connect to. So as women in business, we have to be less critical of ourselves and more confident in the inner beauty that God has blessed us with, right? So we have another amazing speaker coming to the stage, and I just had the pleasure of finally meeting her in person a couple of days ago. We have been, social media buddies for years, okay? And then we ran into each other at a conference over the weekend, and I was so glad to actually finally meet her in person. I'm going to bring this beauty to the virtual stage. You have to come off mute.
Yes, it was a pleasure meeting you. And I just want to thank you for this Summertime Fine Beauty and Wellness Summit, for this incredible opportunity. I'm going to post our pictures, but I have something special to say. But it's truly an honor to be among so many beautiful and powerful, purpose-driven women at the conference and today. Tonight, we're not just talking about you're looking good on this on the outside, but we're talking about becoming the best version of yourself from the inside. My name is Chanel Monique, Chanel Monique, ChanelMonique.com. Let me say it again, Chanel Monique, ChanelMonique.com. I'm going to say it one more time because a 3-string cord is not easily broken, and that's me. I am an author, a best-selling author. I'm a brand strategist. I'm a president, co-founder with my husband of Kingdom Minded Christian University. Also, I have a cosmetic line, which is autoimmune safe. It is cruelty-free and vegan-free, and it's for our skin to make and enhance our skin to look beautiful. You don't need makeup, but you can enhance it and make it look even gorgeous. And also, I'm a brand strategist. I help women create businesses outside, like if they want to start their own magazine line. I have a publishing company as well, which is Kingdom Minded Publishing Company. So it's a lot of hats that we wear as beautiful women today. But we want to talk to, because it's Summertime Fine, is more than a look. It's a lifestyle. It's about beauty. It's about wellness. It's about confidence. Now, I have to say wellness because I'm a 17-year lupus thriver. I say thriver because I am thriving with this autoimmune disorder that they prescribed, and that's behind my cosmetic line, Riches. But it's about confidence. It's about faith. Also, it's about leadership. It's about becoming the woman God created you to be. My topic today is Summertime Fine, 5 keys to beauty, wellness, confidence, and building a life of purpose. Okay. Before you can pour into others, you must learn how to pour into yourself. You got to pour into yourself. Too many women are busy taking care of everyone else everyone else while they neglect themselves. Your beauty. Oh, I can get my hair done later, my nails done later. Oh, I don't need no makeup on today. I can go out with my bonnet. Ha. Too many women are busy doing that. Self-care is not selfish. I have to let you know that. Self-care is stewardship. Your health matters. Your peace matters. Your mental wellness matters. Your emotional wellness matters. Your spiritual wellness matters. And yes, feeling beautiful matters. They say if you look good, you do good. And so as a lupus warrior and entrepreneur, I understand the importance of taking care of yourself. Because when you feel good, you live better. Come on, somebody. I don't think I'm the only one that understands that. You give yourself permission to heal. You give yourself permission to prioritize you, because you are more important. How could you be valuable to someone else if you're not valuable to yourself? Beauty is more than makeup. It's more than fashion. It's truth behind. The true beauty begins within. Confidence is believing that God did not make a mistake when he created you. Come on, somebody. Confidence is not arrogance. Don't let people tell you that. Confidence is knowing the value without needing validation. As a founder of Riches Cosmetic and Accessories, I believe beauty should enhance confidence, not create it. I believe beauty should enhance your confidence and not create it, because confidence comes from within. You're beautiful. You're valuable. You are worthy. And you deserve to show up as your best self. Stop shrinking. Stop comparing. Stop doubting yourself. And God, stop doubting yourself. God created you to shine. Key 3, visibility creates opportunity. People do not support what they do not know exists. Too many gifted women are hiding. I pray for opportunities but hide from exposure. They pray for opportunities, but hide from exposure. Ladies, this is a season to show up and show out. Write the book, launch the business, start the podcast, share your testimony. We learned that this weekend. Speak on those stages that you don't think you qualify for. Tell your story, because your story matters. And somebody is waiting on what you carry. Key 4, turn your pain into purpose. I'm great at doing that. Life will challenge us. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and pain. That pain has purpose. As a lupus warrior, I know what it means to fight battles that people don't always see. With lupus, my body fights itself, and I can't stop it. You got to tell your testimony. Your testimony is powerful. Your scars have purpose, and your story can become someone else's survival guide. Never waste your pain. Turn it into purpose. Turn it into a legacy. And number 5, build a legacy bigger than yourself. Success is wonderful. Money is wonderful. Recognition is wonderful. But the legacy is greater. Legacy is about impacting. And you feel good when you can impact someone else. That beauty starts to radiate. You could tell by somebody's spirit that they are willing, they are going to win. This room is for all of us to win. When women support women, generations are changed. Communities are changed. Families are changed. And listen, legacies are changed. And so I tell you today, your story, it matters. You are chosen to win. And that's why I wrote my book, Chosen to Win. You know, that's why I wrote it, because I want everyday women to understand that no matter what you're facing, you're not defeated. No, you're not forgotten and you're not disqualified. You're chosen. Inside the book, I share principles, faith, confidence, purpose, perseverance, and victory. And if and this is because I believe that you are not just surviving, you're chosen to win. So my name is Chanel Monique. And also, you can get your signed copies at chanelmonique.com. I'm on Facebook as Dr. Chanel Monique. Also, I implemented a Chosen to Win masterclass in that as well. Transformation experience will help women. Transformation will help women. So you discover your purpose, you increase your confidence and visibility. You can build businesses, successful businesses, create multiple streams of income, overcome fear and limited belief, and you can walk in boldness and leadership. And because you attend the Summertime Fun, I have a special offer available exclusive for the attendees. So be sure, to go to chanelmonique.com. And as I close, I want to leave you with this. Being Summertime Fun is not just about looking beautiful. It's about living well. It's about thinking well. It's about loving yourself. And it's about walking in confidence. Take care of your body, your mind, and your soul, and become the woman God created you to be. Because a woman chooses faith over fear, confidence over comparison, and purpose over excuses. So she doesn't just change her life, she changed generations. And thank you. God bless you. And remember, you're beautiful, you are worthy, you're powerful, and you are chosen to win. Dr. Chanel Monique, the Chanel Monique. I have the richest cosmetic. I'm a founder of Elite Businesswomen as well, and Kingdom Minded Christian University at kingdommindedchristianuniversity.org. Go to chanelmonique.com, Dr. Chanel Monique on Facebook and Instagram as well. So you can connect with me, and I love to connect with you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chanel. I have seen, a fraction of your journey, and I just want you to know that you are truly called for great things and that you are truly gifted and truly anointed. And I am so happy to have met you finally in person and so excited to see where God is taking you, because I know He has some amazing things in store for you. He has some amazing things that you haven't even dreamed of yet that are coming into fruition. I feel like this is going to be a season of suddenly surprises for you. And so when those surprises come, please let me know. Please message me and be like, Lily, those suddenly surprises that you mentioned during the virtual summit, they happen, because I feel like this is an Amos 9:13 season where everywhere you look, you're going to see blessings. Okay. That was such a great segment. I love that she says self-care is stewardship, because it's so important as ambitious women that we really steward our temples, right? Like she mentioned, all of us are busy. We have a lot going on. Some people have husbands and kids, and just, some people are caretakers, but self-care is stewardship. So we have to make sure that we're taking those supplements. We have to make sure that we're seeing a therapist, even when everything is okay, right? Even when everything is going just fine, we still have to have those check-ins with a therapist. We have to make sure that we're scheduling our annual mammograms, that we're getting the dental appointments twice a year, all of the things, because self-care is stewardship. I love that she said that. And God has called us to not just be blessings to other people, but to steward our temple, to steward our mental health. And we have to make sure that we are prioritizing that in the season. She also said that many people pray for opportunities, but hide from exposure. And she is so right. There's so many times where we talk ourselves out of opportunities to be seen, out of opportunities to be heard, when God has called us to do great things. So we're going to get to our next virtual speaker. I'm going to bring her to the stage, and she's new to the platform. As you guys know, if you've tuned in before, many of my speakers you're familiar with because you've seen them in different places, whether it's in person, on the magazine covers, on social media, or on the virtual stage before, but she's brand new to the platform. So let's welcome her warmly, Miss Stephanie Jackson. I'm going to bring her to the virtual stage.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I am extremely excited to be a part of this summit today. And Before I formally introduce myself, I want to invite you guys to come into the room with me a little. Okay. And I want you to think about what comes up when you hear the word confidence. Is it power? Is it beauty? Is it pressure? Is it boldness? Drop it in the chat. Connect with us. Tell us what comes up for you when you hear the word confidence. I want us to start here because confidence is one of those words that sounds really glamorous on the outside, but on the inside, for many of us, it carries a much deeper, more emotional story. So when some of us hear confidence, we think, I want more of that. And when others of us hear confidence, we think, I used to have that. And still, some of us might be thinking, confidence, what's that? And all the while, many of us have learned to look confident while privately wrestling with things like fear and shame and comparison. So today I want to talk to you about confidence not as performance, but as practice. My name is Stephanie Jackson. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in Virginia, Georgia, Florida, and Washington, D.C., and I'm the founder of Divine Mind Therapeutics. We are a premium virtual private therapy practice and an emotional luxury wellness ecosystem, helping individuals and relationship partners move beyond coping and into healing, connection, confidence, self-trust, and transformation. And today, our conversation is all about acting as if. It's emotional alchemy and the science behind embodying confidence before you feel it. Okay, so I want to offer you guys this little truth. So many of us are waiting to feel confident before we act, before we speak up, before we set the boundary, before we start the business, before we post the video. But I want you to know that confidence does not always arrive before we take action. Sometimes, probably most times, confidence is born through the action. It's something you meet while you're already moving. And sometimes we can't think ourselves into being confident. Sometimes we have to practice our way into it. We have to choose the posture of it. We have to choose the language of it and choose the behavior of it. We have to choose the next aligned steps of it. And slowly, as we do this, our mind and our body begin to learn and understand, like, oh, okay, maybe I can trust myself here. Maybe I can do this. So when I talk about acting as if, I really don't mean pretending. Okay. Pretending is more performing, right? Whereas practicing is more of saying, I can honor how I feel while I'm still choosing to become who I'm becoming. So that's the fine line between pretending and practicing. And what I want to talk to you about today, or another aspect of what I want to talk to you about today, is emotional alchemy, because that practicing is what emotional alchemy is rooted in. So at Divine Mind Therapeutics, emotional alchemy is the process of taking the emotions that feel heavy, confusing, or limiting and transforming them into wisdom and clarity, compassion, and aligned action. Because the emotions that try to rob us of our confidence, they often have a story. That fear that you're holding has a story. That shame that keeps nagging at you has something to tell you. The comparison, the perfectionism, the self-doubt, the old criticisms all have stories that need to be understood, that need to be told and heard so that they can be released and transformed. So many times we think that these emotions are trying to destroy us, but in actuality, they're really trying to protect us. So the strategy, I want you to remember that the strategies that we use to survive in one season may not be as helpful in the next. They may actually become the ceiling that keeps us from expanding in the next season. So let's actually name what is going on, what's getting in the way. I want you to look at this list, and I want you to drop the number in the chat that feels most familiar. Is it fear? Is it overthinking? Self-doubt? What is it? Whatever feels honest to you, put it in the chat. And as those numbers come in, I want you to notice something. You're not alone. Shame thrives in silence, but healing begins when we realize that I'm not carrying this by myself. I'm not the only person who feels this way. And this is where emotional alchemy comes in. So, emotional alchemy is going to ask, what is this emotion trying to tell me? What is it trying to protect me from? What does this part of me need? And what would the most confident, compassionate version of me choose next? That last question is important. I'm not asking what would the fearless version of me do, because I don't believe that we have to be fearless in order to be free. But I'm asking, what would the most confident and compassionate version of me choose? Because confidence without compassion can become performance. But confidence with compassion becomes power. And I love to remind my clients of just how powerful they are. Okay. So that is emotional alchemy. And what I want to provide for you is a little framework that goes along with it. Okay. And this is the ACTS framework. A for acknowledge, C for compassionately connect, T for transmute, and S for step. Let's practice this together for a moment, okay? I want you to think about that number that you dropped in the chat earlier. Now take a breath. And silently complete the following sentences. Something in me feels, this is our acknowledgement piece. We can't transform what we refuse to name. So name it. Fear, sadness, overthinking, perfectionism, and breathe. There's a lot of breathing as a part of this framework. And that's because breath is regulation. Now, we're getting into our C, compassionately connect. You're going to compassionately connect to this part of you that feels like an imposter or has to be perfect or whatever. And instead of asking what's wrong with me, you're going to ask, what part of me is carrying this? And if it feels comfortable for you, put your hand over your heart or over your belly or wherever feels grounding and find it, touch it, and offer this part of you a compassionate sentence. You might say, I see why you're afraid. You're allowed to take up space. I hear you. I totally get it. If you feel comfortable, drop one compassionate sentence in the chat. Someone else may need to hear the exact words that you're giving to yourself. And let's move into the T for transmute. This is the alchemy part. We're asking these emotions to become more useful. We're not trying to get rid of them. We're trying to repurpose them, if you will, right? We're transmuting them into something more desirable. So fear can become preparation and shame can become tenderness. So you'll ask yourself, what is the emotion trying to protect me from? What is the wisdom inside of this feeling? What do I need to know, prepare, release, or remember right now? That is how we transform emotional weight into emotional wisdom. And then finally, we get into S, the step. This is where we act as if. Now, we're not acting as if we're perfect or that we're never afraid, but we are acting as if we are worthy of that next step. And I want to guide you into another practice that actually compounds this. And it comes from a solution-focused therapy. It's called the miracle question. And this question helps us to imagine a preferred future in great detail. So we can begin to notice what would be different if the problem had softened, if it shifted, or it just no longer had the same grip on us that it once did. So I want you to close your eyes if you're in a space that you can do so. Take a breath and imagine that tonight, while you're sleeping, something shifts. And when you wake up tomorrow, something is different. It might not be obvious, but I want you to think about what is the first small sign that confidence has begun to show up. How are you standing now? How do you speak to yourself? What do you stop apologizing for? Okay, think about that. Come into that. Yes. All right. So I guess the last thing is, what opportunity do you stop shrinking from? So now we're going to get into the brain science behind this, because this is what makes this so powerful. When we vividly imagine a future version of ourselves, the brain doesn't treat that as just some empty fantasy. The brain actually uses memory, imagination, emotion, and sensory detail to simulate a possible future. So, what the heck am I saying? What I'm saying is your mind can actually rehearse possibility. How incredible is that? How powerful is that? Your body can begin to practice a new pattern, and your nervous system can begin to experience a future that has not even fully happened yet. So, acting as if is not fake, it's rehearsal, it's living into a future memory. It's also allowing your body and your mind to practice the woman that you're becoming before the outside world has had a full chance to catch up. And that matters. And it matters because actions lead emotion. We often say, once I get confident, then I'll make that move. But sometimes the movement teaches the feeling, and sometimes the boundaries teach the confidence, and sometimes the conversations teach the courage. So I want you to complete this final sentence in the chat. I am practicing becoming. Maybe it's more confident. Maybe it is more visible, more at peace, more bold, softer with myself or softer with my partner, honest or free. Let the chat become a mirror of becoming, because this is the heart of acting as if. So you're acting as if your voice matters because your nervousness doesn't cancel your wisdom. You're acting as if you belong because you no longer need to audition for your own worth. You're acting as if the woman you're becoming is already within reach, because she is built through the next honest choice that you make, the next boundary that you set, the next brave conversation that you have, the next time that you choose alignment over approval. That is where she comes. That's where you become. That is embodied confidence. It's something that your body begins to experience. Your shoulders soften, your breath deepens, your voice steadies. Your choices become cleaner. Your boundaries become clearer. Your glow becomes less about being admired and more about being aligned. Before I close, I want to bring us to a final reflection. So take a slow, deep breath in and release that. Now ask yourself, what's one area of my life where I have been waiting to feel confident before I move? Next, ask yourself, what would the confident, compassionate version of me choose next? Not the perfect or fearless version, the confident, compassionate version. What is one step that she would take? Drop that word in the chat that represents your next aligned step. Maybe it's rest, maybe it's to post, maybe it's to ask, maybe it's to begin, release, speak, choose, create, trust, or heal. That word is a little act of emotional alchemy, because confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is the decision to move with self-compassion while fear is still in the room with you. And today, if today stirred something in you, I want to invite you not to let this be the only moment of inspiration. Let it become a rhythm of support, structure, and transformation. At Divine Mind Therapeutics, we are opening an interest for our Goal Getters Collective. This is a year-long group of accountability and emotional wellness experience for women who are ready to move from intention to embodied action. It is for women who are tired of starting over, carrying her goals alone, and waiting to feel confident before she moves. So inside this collective, we'll focus on emotional alchemy, goal setting, reflection, accountability, confidence blocks, procrastination, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, the whole nine. The founding member investment is $77 per month for a 12-month period, or $777 paid in full. You can join the Divine Mind Therapeutics interest list for launch details and early access, or schedule a Goal Getters collective consultation if you feel ready to explore whether this experience is aligned for your current season. I'm also opening an interest list for the Queen in Me retreat, a luxury emotional wellness retreat experience coming next year for women ready to connect with confidence, softness, power, beauty, rest, pleasure, and self-trust. So whether you're ready for the accountability, community, or just deeper retreat experience, I invite you to connect with Divine Mind Therapeutics. Oh, okay. I put the wrong slide up here, y'all. I have some QR codes and things like that, but I'll get that to you. But with the retreat, yeah. I'm sorry, I messed that all up. Anyway, I invite you to connect with Divine Mind Therapeutics and choose the path that speaks to your season. I also want you to remember that you don't have to wait until the insecurities disappear. You can begin now. Softly, boldly, honestly, and beautifully. Act as if your voice matters. Act as if your healing is worthy. Act as if your presence is more than enough, because it is. Thank you.
I love that. Act as if your presence is more than enough, because it is. I love that. What a grounding presentation. Stephanie, if you want to send me the link to your slideshow, I would love to share that within my community, like the whole slideshow, because that was so grounding. I was back here doing the breathing, writing the little notes, like, it's the overthinking for me, okay? And what is behind the overthinking? It's the perfect Patty syndrome that many of us had because we were the kids in the academically gifted programs, or we were the oldest daughter. And a lot of us oldest daughters, we have the perfect Patty syndrome that leads us to be, in a bit of an overthinking space as adults. So we want everything to be so perfect that we overthink everything. We overthink our actions. We overthink our decisions. We overthink everything. So that was very grounding. I enjoyed that. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I love embracing brand new speakers to the platform, and of course, welcoming speakers that you're familiar with or you've seen on the platform before, not just even virtually, but also in person. So as I mentioned, we are going to Atlanta on June 14th. But after that, we're heading to Essence Festival for the 6th annual Glambitious All White Brunch. So this will be the 6th year that we've gone to Essence Fest to host a brunch. And I invite you all to come. It's not too late to get a hotel. It's not too late. And if you've never been to Essence Fest, what happens is tons of amazing people from around the country come there, and they have a convention center that's totally free to attend. And at their convention center, there are panelists and speakers, celebrities, vendors, all the things for several days. And so while you're in Essence Festival, you also come to the Glambitious All White Brunch in the French Quarter, because we have a great time. We have speakers, panelists, giveaways, music, dancing. But don't just take my word for it. I'm going to pull up a little video here that you can watch. This is the 4th brunch that I hosted in New Orleans. So give it up for me. It's really hard to meet some goals that we have, especially if you have God-sized goals and dreams. And so for me, it would be that, to come home, practice gratitude, and appreciate the small wins on a daily basis. I'm an attorney, and I'm also a speaker. I just started my new speaking business. And my goal is to help people transform their dreams to reality by aligning their faith and action with their vision.
We have friends and family and social media to thank, that we get to see how everyone else is doing and the progress that they're made. But you have to keep the prize in the forefront, right? Setting boundaries, and this can be across all spectrums, whomever it is, work, spouse, family, whomever. And if it's going to put me in a position where I'm doing too much, or if I'm just not in the mental headspace, or even physically in the space to authentically do everything that comes with that yes, then you just got to tell them, hey, I love you, but I'm not able to do it at this moment.
The next question is, you were in dry season, how did you maintain faith in your purpose?
I had to learn how to really make God the head of my life.
My name is Anna McGee. I am a real estate associate broker as well as a mortgage broker. So they call me Rico because I know every aspect on both sides, whether you're buying a property or financial.
Thank you ladies so much for bringing your insight. And for other ladies in the audience, if you think you can do the panel, then check with Lily Mae so that her next event, you can be a panel member as well.
Yes, 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 yes. We welcome you to be a panelist at our mini live events. Simply email me pr@lilymayepr.com if you're interested in being a panelist in Atlanta, in New Orleans, and beyond, because we're coming to even more cities this year. Our next speaker is no stranger to the platform. You've seen her on our virtual summits many times. She's actually a member of the Her Visibility Circle membership that I have that brings you speaking and podcast opportunities. And she's also going to be in Atlanta, and she's also going to be in New Orleans. So I'm gonna bring Miss Sharon up here. You can meet her in person, of course, at those events, and you can meet her right now on the virtual stage. Let me bring her up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sharon Crossan. I'm a wellness advocate, and I am the founder of the Bee Lotus Wellness Group. And today I'm going to share with you 5 diamonds. These are diamonds that I've collected along the way towards my journey of becoming. And just let me remind you that diamonds aren't formed overnight. True, authentic diamonds, as we know, earn their value over time and under extreme pressure. Just think of Sarah giving birth beyond the age of 90. Diamond number 1, aging is not decline, aging is becoming. As young women, society teaches us to fear the process of aging, but aging isn't the loss of our value, it is the unfolding of our wisdom. We've earned our value through our losses, pain, and adversities. And now we can walk into power and authenticity because our voices still matter and our purpose or passions do not have expiration dates. So this is your season to pursue your passions and your purpose with grace, intention, and power. Aging is the season that invites us to be our most authentic selves. This is your season to shine bright like the diamond that God created, with the understanding that you were created for a time such as this. Diamond number 2, every season carries a purpose, even the seasons we would never have chosen, like the loss, the betrayals, the uncertainties, and the sudden awakenings. This transition is fertile ground for growth because through every season, we won't experience comfort, but every season will grant us wisdom and power. Diamond number 3, healing is a part of becoming because we cannot fully embrace our future while remaining imprisoned by our past. And remember, healing isn't a destination, it is a life journey, an act of courage, and the decision to release what no longer serves us so that we may walk into this season with grace and with power. Diamond number 4, authenticity is our highest form of freedom because there comes a time in our lives when we have to stop living for the approval of others and begin to live from a place of our own truths. Aging gracefully means giving ourselves permission to show up as we truly are and with power. The final black diamond that I want to leave with you today is that we do not age out of our purpose. We bloom into our purpose, gracefully and with power. What does aging gracefully look like? I'll share some grace moves from our biblical sisters. Grace looks like Sarah giving birth in her latter years and witnessing the fulfillment of a promise, something that seemed impossible because her purpose was motherhood and it didn't have an expiration date. Grace looks like Ruth, finding her purpose and a Boaz as she aged gracefully and powerfully even after her profound loss, because her true purpose was partnership and support of one significant other. Grace looks like Esther, finding and using her voice and power when it mattered most, because her purpose was to protect and deliver her people, an entire race. And sometimes grace just looks like women like you and I having the courage to become who God created us to be, not what the trauma and the fear told us to be, not the woman the world told us to be, but the woman that God says we are. So I leave you with this question. What does becoming mean for you? Is it the healing that you put on the back burner while caring for others? Is it the forgiving of someone who hurt you? Or perhaps grace looks like the courage to bloom into your purpose and finally trust that God has a plan for your life. Whatever it is, I encourage you to approach it with grace, courage, and boldness, because we aren't just getting old, we're becoming the woman that God created us to be. Thank you and be blessed. I am Sharon Crossan, and you can join me in community at B Lotus Wellness Space on the school platform. Connect with me on LinkedIn under Sharon Crossan, Wellness Advocate. And of course, we can connect on Instagram at B Lotus Wellness 1. Lastly, you can visit blotusluxwellness.com to leave your email for updates regarding events, launches, and pre-ordering info for the second installment to my book series, My Sister's Keeper, stories of faith, love, hope, and perseverance. And as always, bloom intentionally. God bless.
Thank you so much, Sharon. That was an amazing segment because I feel like we don't talk enough about aging gracefully. No one really prepares us to age, right? Like we just wake up and things are changing physically. We wake up and we feel different, in our body. Things are changing and no one really has prepared us for that at all. And because of that, sometimes we can feel, shame behind these changes. But like you said, aging is such a gift. There are so many people that didn't make it to the ages that we are now. And it's such a gift. And so I feel like in a society that encourages us to always, nip, tuck, and tweak everything, that it's okay to show who we really are. It's okay to show a couple of these grays that are growing in, y'all. It's okay to show your natural self because aging is a blessing. It's nothing to hide behind. It's nothing to filter away. And I am one that can be a little addicted to the filters, y'all. So I'm preaching to myself, but I think that was such a great segment because it reminds us that our best days are not behind us. Many of us had these dreams and visions that we thought we would accomplish by a certain age. And we get to that age and it just looks so different from what we thought it would be. But as long as we have breath in our lungs, there's still opportunity. There are people who started in their first movie in their 70s. There are people who became millionaires in their 60s. Like there's so much opportunity for us to continue to thrive. And so I just want to, as we talk about, summertime fine, we're not talking about a surface beauty. We're talking about an inward beauty, inward confidence to show who you really are, right? We can take a break a little bit from the AI pictures and show a real picture of ourselves, right? That's what I'm doing in this season, y'all. I have an AI picture that I have been posting. I'm like, girl, you have gained 20 pounds. AI Lily is 20 pounds lighter. Stop posting her. I think they call it AI twin. Y'all, my AI twin is like 20 pounds lighter. And I said, okay, I have to stop posting AI twin and start posting a real picture from a real photo shoot with the real cheeks that y'all see today. I have to start posting that. It's like I have to, not just talk about it, but be about it and really show people the ups and downs of being a human, the ups and downs of being a real woman, the beauty in aging. Sometimes aging comes with gray hair. Sometimes it comes with fine lines, but there's beauty in that. And I feel like the more that we show who we really are and how we really look, we give other people permission to show how they really look. If all of us buy into this, we have to look 20 years old forever, it will just increase shame among women around the world. But if we show up at 40, 50, 60, 70 with our fine lines, our cellulite, our gray hair, it gives other people permission to show up that way and find beauty in that too. So I hope that inspires those of you who are catching the replay to start showing up for yourselves and kind of take a beat from the AI, because I'm putting AI Lily to bed, y'all. y'all seen AI Lily? She's been looking good for the past couple of months. I'm allowed real Lily to be on the flyers and real Lily, to be in the print material and the digital materials and let AI Lily take a break. I encourage you to do the same so that you can give another woman permission to show up as her real self and not this polished, fake, version of ourselves that society tell us we need to be and look like. It's time for us to shift that. And all of that is inspired by Miss Sharon giving this presentation about aging gracefully. I love that. That sits very well with my soul. So we have one more speaker. She couldn't make it on the live because she's traveling, but she did send in a video that I'm going to play for her segment. So let me go ahead and pull that up. She's no stranger to the platform. And actually, ironically, she's going to be in Atlanta as well on Sunday, June 14th. Y'all see how all these amazing women are going to be in person in all white in Atlanta? You should definitely drive on in, fly on in, and join us, okay? So let me bring her up to the virtual stage.
Lily May and the Glambitious brand. My name is Dr. Linda Barnes. I am the Success Doctor and the founder of the Shiopreneur Movement and Shio Capital Solutions. Tonight, I have one question for you. Is your business well? Not are you busy, not are you visible, not are you posting. Is your business underneath the brand, underneath the hustle, underneath everything people see, is it actually well? That is what we're talking about tonight. Here's what I learned the hard way. Have a stunning brand on the outside and a fragile structure on the inside, and not know it until something goes wrong. I have built businesses, real ones, 7 figures, multiple lanes, and I have watched them come apart because of the foundation underneath was not built to hold the weight of what was on top. Here is the wellness parallel. You know how a person can look perfectly healthy on the outside, glowing skin, great energy, showing up, and then get a diagnosis that changes everything because something was wrong internally for a long time? Your business works the same way. A beautiful website does not mean your assets are protected. A 6-figure revenue does not mean a lender can approve you. A thriving social presence does not mean your business would outlive you. Internal health is not visible until it becomes a crisis. The question for you tonight is not how your business looks. The question is how your business is built. When a doctor checks your wellness, they start with your vital signs: blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen level. Those numbers tell the doctor whether your body is capable of handling what it's about to ask it to do. Your business has 3 vital signs, and I want you to check them tonight. Vital sign number 1, protection. Is your personal name protected from your business liability? If your LLC is filed in your personal name with nothing above it, your personal assets are reachable in a dispute. A well business has a protection layer. Vital 2, fundability. If you apply for business capital today, what would a lender find? I work with 50 plus lending partners as a business loan broker, and I can tell you most women apply, have a personal credit score, and 1 LLC. That is not a fundable business profile. A well business has a credit identity separate from its owner. Vital 3, succession. If something happens to you tonight, what happens to your business? For most women, the answer is it stops. A well business has a structure that continues without you. Write those 3 down: protection, fundability, succession. Those are your business vital signs. Here is the mindset shift that changed everything for me. A lot of faith-driven women, and I was one of them, believe that trusting God and building structure are in tension with each other, as if faith means you wait and let God handle the details, as if structure is somehow the less spiritual option. I want to gently challenge you to that. Nehemiah had a word from God to rebuild the wall, and then he counted the timber, organized the workers, assigned each family to a section, and planned the defense against attack. Faith and structure on the same page. Solomon built the temple. God gave the vision and then gave specific dimensions, materials, and design specifications. faith and structure on the same page. The anointing on your business is real, but anointing without architecture leaves the work vulnerable. I tell women all the time, faith built it, but structure funds it. Your faith is not diminished by getting organized. Your calling is not reduced by filing the right entities and paperwork. Structure is not the opposite of what God is doing in your business. Structure is the container that holds it. It is a challenge most women entrepreneurs are facing right now, and many do not know it. There's a funding ceiling on your business, and it is structural. You have done everything you know to do. You are showing up, serving clients, building your brand, walking in faith, and still the capital you need to scale, the funding to grow, the resources to build what you are called to build feel out of reach. Here is what I want you to understand. The ceiling is not your faith. The ceiling is not your credit score. The ceiling is your structure. Lenders do not underwrite your vision. They underwrite your architecture. A woman with a strong vision and one LLC in her personal name is a higher risk to a lender than a woman with a proper entity stack and a business credit profile. The structure is the qualification. And here is how you can overcome it. Start with a diagnose. Go to drlindabarnes.com/compass tonight and take the free Empire Readiness Assessment. It takes 5 minutes. It shows you exactly which vital sign is weakest and where to start. You cannot fix what you have not diagnosed. So start here. I want to close the teaching with this. Everything I've talked about tonight, the protection, the fundability, the succession, the structure, it is not just about your bottom line. It is about your legacy. The business you are building right now is not just a revenue vehicle. It is a generational blueprint. The structure you frame this year is the structure your daughter inherits. The nonprofit you build today qualifies for grants your grandchildren will benefit from. The empire you establish right now is the proof to the women in your community who is watching you that it is possible. You are not building for a moment. You are building for a movement, and a movement needs a structure that outlives its founder. So I want to ask you, not what do you want to accomplish, but what do you want to leave behind? Build it to last. Build it to be funded. Build it to be protected. Build it like someone is watching and taking notes because they are. Glambitious family, here is what I want you to carry out of this room tonight. A well business is not just a busy business. It is a built business, built with protection, built with fundability, built to outlive you. Go to drlindabarnes.com/compass and take the free Empire Readiness Assessment tonight. Know your vital signs. Know where to start. I am Dr. Linda Barnes, the Success Doctor. Find me everywhere at Dr. Linda Barnes, and come home to the House of Shayo on Facebook. That is where we do the daily work of building what we are called to build. It is not enough to look well, build well.
Yes, I love that. What a great way to end the summit, talking about our businesses, right? We talked about the wellness as it relates to our mindset and bodies and all the things, but is our business well? Because that is where many of us are anchored financially, right? In our businesses. And it's important that those businesses are well. So many thanks to Dr. Linda Barnes for sitting in that session for us to watch tonight. I think this was such a holistic summit. We touched on so many great things with just a few speakers. So I want you to share this video with at least 3 women, okay? Just text them the link, however you want to send it, DM them the link, send the link by a little bird or a pigeon. I'm just kidding, y'all. Share the link though, okay? Share the link with 3 ladies, because all of the things that were covered tonight were so important for us as ambitious women to be reminded of these things, to be confident in our aging process, to make sure that our business is well, to practice emotional alchemy or learn emotional alchemy, right? To feel confident in who we are and who God designed us to be and the purpose he called us to carry. There were so many great nuggets from the speakers. I just want to thank the speakers for sowing some of their time on this Good Sunday with us. This was fantastic. And again, all I ask of you is to share the link with 3 friends. And if you're catching the replay, put in the comments replay so that we can chat with you and get to know you there. As I mentioned, I am Lily Mae, the creator of the Glambitious brand. I established this platform in 2013 to help elevate women in their voice, visibility, and revenue. So there are a ton of opportunities coming up that you too can be involved in, whether it's being at the next virtual summit as a speaker, or joining us in person, or doing a media campaign, or joining the membership, right? So the membership, it's called the Her Visibility Membership. And basically, I designed it to be like your publicist in your pocket, okay? I've been a publicist for over 13 years. And so through the membership, I literally bring you podcast interview opportunities from different platforms. I bring you speaker applications that you can apply for. Some are actually paid. I bring you so many, opportunities to elevate your business, elevate your voice. Occasionally I put some TV castings in there. As you know, I was on Netflix a couple of years ago. So if I see a TV casting, I'll send that to my members. I put in there, how you could actually attend the BET Awards. So many goodies that I put in this membership. So if you're interested in, showing up this season, speaking up, being more visible, letting more people hear your voice and learn about your platform and what you offer, I encourage you to join the membership, because I do all the heavy lifting to bring you opportunities that you can, apply for. And one of my members actually emailed me yesterday, the day before yesterday, and she emailed me all of the podcasts that she's been on as a result of being in the membership. So I need to post that, because I was like, yeah, she's really doing her thing and taking advantage of the opportunities I'm bringing into the membership. Simply visit theglamceo.com to become a member. You can cancel anytime, but definitely join in. Download it, all of the information I put in there, and then you can cancel if you want. But most of my members hang in there with me, because I'm constantly bringing goodies to elevate your voice, elevate your visibility, and things of that nature. So thank you all so much for tuning into our virtual wellness summit. Have a blessed day. Bye.